What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 17th episode of the Trackside Girls Podcast, Season 3. Um, you may have noticed last week's episode was a little behind because I'm currently uploading it as we're filming this. Uh, my procrastination is levels above where it should be. But um, we got some races to go over. Luckily, the 16th episode caught up all of the races that we had missed over the past couple weeks. Um, but now we're gonna go over um, Mexico City with the Cup and Xfinity series, and then Worldwide Technology Raceway for um, INDYCAR, and then Canada for Formula One. So let's, as always, it's normally NASCAR first unless something has happened. So at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in the Xfinity series, to the rear was Christian Eckes, Ruben Rivelo, Anthony Alfredo, Brennan Poole, Thomas Annunziata, Andreas Perez de Lara for unapproved adjustments, and Daniel Suarez went to a backup car. Qualifying moved to one group of 40 minutes due to weather. Christopher Bell spun after completing his lap. Christian Eckes spins in turn 4. And Daniel Suarez hit hard in turn 11. Um, and Harrison Burton missed turn 4 and spun. Practice declared damp. Austin Hill wheel hopped and spun. Anthony Alfredo wrecked hard with no brakes. Taylor Gray spun in turn 4. Dean Thompson spun, as well as Harrison Burton got off track again in turn 4. But it was Connor Zilich with pole, Ty Gibbs on the outside. The first caution was on lap 3. Sam Mayer wheel hops and spins, entering turn 11 from 6th. Just misses Carson Quapple and makes wall contact, but is able to drive away. In this caution, Thomas Annunziata spins off the final turn, but is able to continue. The restart, Ty Gibbs on the inside, Christopher Bell on the outside. Green until the end of stage 1, where Carson Quapple takes the win. Taylor Gray second, Jesse Love third, Austin Hill fourth, and Nick Sanchez fifth. Fifth. Gosh, I always mix it up for some reason. Connor Zilich leading this time on the restart. Ty Gibbs on the outside. It is green until lap 40. Austin Hill spins in turn 4, but continues. And Sammy Smith wins stage 2. Taylor Gray second, Sheldon Creed third, Brandon Jones fourth, and Christian Eckes fifth. So they restart. Connor Zilich leads from the inside. Ty Gibbs on the outside. Daniel Suarez gives Ty gives a big push down the front stretch to take the lead, makes it 3 wide entering turn 1. Connor Zilic gets turned sideways and gets hit by Sam Mayer, then slows after more contact with Sam Mayer and Sammy Smith. Um, Ty Gibbs gets a flat tire after turn 1 when he makes contact with Daniel Suarez, then drives off turn 3 into the wall, collecting Carson Quapple. Parker Retzloff, Ruben Ravelo, gosh, that's like a tongue twister. Kyle Sieg, Sheldon Creed, William Sawalich, Brandon Jones, and Ryan Sieg also received damage. The restart, Daniel Suarez on the inside, Christian Eckes on the outside. It is green until lap 58. Jesse Love gets bumped by Sammy Smith, battling for 10th. in turn 2 and goes through the grass but continues. Sammy Smith gets pushed wide by Jesse Love in turn 4. And then Jesse Love spins again, entering the final turn to bring out the caution. The restart, Daniel Suarez on the inside, Taylor Gray on the outside. And it is green until the end. Daniel Suarez wins by 0.598 seconds over Taylor Gray. Taylor Gray almost had him. If he didn't have that slip up, he could have caught him. Um, it's crazy to think that Daniel Suarez went from dead last in a backup car to winning the race. But I feel like it's also fitting, because it's the first time the Xfinity Series was back in Mexico. Since like I can't remember exactly, but it's either like I want to say either 2005, 2008, something like that. Some like before 2010, was the last time they were there. So, that was the Xfinity race. For the Cup race, to the rear, Noah Gragson in a backup car. Qualifying, the format was changed to run one round instead of two, due to weather. Catherine Legg spun in turn 4. Ryan Preece spun in 13. And light rain in qualifying brings out the caution. Um, Practice 1, Noah Gragson locks up his brakes and got into the wall, and that's how he got the backup car. Cody Ware spun. Carson Hocevar spun in turn 11. Um, Kyle Busch got into the grass in turn 2. In practice 2, Ty Gibbs spun after bottoming out. But it was Shane Van Gisbergen to get pole and Ryan Preece on the outside. They throw a caution for rain, so they were required to swap. Actually, they weren't required to swap to rain tires because two Chris Buescher and Austin Cindric stay out on slicks. I was thinking in F1 terms, and I'm like, okay, this actually isn't going to be as bad as I thought. Yeah, I was wrong. Um, I forgot these. This is not F1. Um, so either way, wet. They need the rain tires. But so on the restart after this, Chris Buescher on the inside, Austin Cindric on the outside, which Austin Cindric did stay ahead into turn 1. Um, it was a caution on lap 7. Kyle Busch locks up entering turn 1, crashes into Justin Haley and Kyle Larson. Zane Smith, Chase Briscoe, and AJ Allmendinger also received damage. The restart, Ty Gibbs on the inside, SVG on the outside. Oh. And it is green until lap 20, which is the end of stage 1. Ryan Preece takes the stage win. Ryan Blaney second, Ross Chastain third, Michael Badauer fourth, and Todd Gilliland fifth. The restart, Michael McDowell on the inside, Carson Hocevar on the outside. John Nemechek spins after contact with Tyler Reddick, but continues. Todd Gilliland also spins. And all cars um, are now on slicks. But it brings out the caution lap 32 for Ryan Truex, who spins in turn 9. The restart, Ty Gibbs on the inside, SVG on the outside. And it is green until the end of stage 2, where SVG takes the stage win. Christopher Bell second, Alex Bowman third, Ryan Blaney fourth, and Michael McDowell fifth. The restart, SVG on the inside, Christopher Bell on the outside. It is green until lap 65. Carson Hocevar spins in turn 15th from 26th. I do believe that is the moment that previous he had bumped Ricky Stenhouse. That might have been the moment. They had a whole thing again. Um, Apparently Ricky said that he was gonna beat him whenever they got back to the States. Um,
The way I feel about it is Ricky Stenhouse can't act like he hasn't done the same stuff when he first started. Like, sure, Carson probably shouldn't do what he does half the time whenever he's racing, especially towards people. But you can't tell me that when all of these people, like when they started out rookie, not rookie, they didn't do the same stuff as Kyle Busch was terrible. A lot of people, like, honestly, I'm over it. It's so stupid. Like, at this point, grow up. Like, it is what it is because can't really blame Carson, though. I'm not gonna lie because when Carson was a rookie, how many people did bulldoze over him because he was a rookie? And now, to be
he
fair, he's just kind of paying people back, which honestly, I'm over it because Ricky Stenhouse is just a freaking little crybaby in the first place. I hate him. I will never like Ricky Stenhouse. His name is Ricky Stenhouse for a reason. He causes his own accidents and or he causes the accidents. So the way I feel is Ricky Stenhouse is just a little crybaby, and he honestly just needs to grow up. Like, you're going after a person that's 22 years old, and you're how old? Grow up. It is what it is. That's all I have to say. I'm over it. I'm like, Ricky just needs to stop being a little crybaby. Because I'm over it, and I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. I'm like, just grow up. It is what it is. It's gonna happen. Get over it.
um,
Ugh.
I guess we'll go ahead and throw this in here right now since we're talking about Carson. He got hit with a $50,000 fine from Spire because of comments that he made about Mexico, about the country.
Yeah.
Um, he, if you have opinions, don't blast them on the internet. That's kind of like what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it was said, like he came out and
Well,
immediately like apologized to like the
essentially, he basically tattled on himself to Spire. That's actually really what happened. Essentially, he tattled on himself because he told them what they said. So technically, how Carson got the fine was because he's the one that told Spire that he did it. Like that's
which
what he said.
I personally think that was the right move because if you look back, like what happened to Noah, an action that he did months prior was brought up and he got suspended indefinitely from NASCAR and kicked from Legacy. Which to be fair, I mean, it's a little different because Legacy, like, I don't think wanted Noah um anymore, so that was kind of an excuse. But it was still Carson took immediate accountability of it, and I like
But the
Aspire.
thing that but the thing that happened with Noah, no one knows if that was actually true, if it was actually just photoshopped because it was never actually. No one never actually admitted if he actually did it or not. That's the problem. But instead, they just saw that either
Yeah,
he either liked it or it was just completely photoshopped and someone got him in trouble because no one never ever made a comment about it.
yeah. I mean,
So
but in that
either it
situation,
happened
why
or it
would
didn't
you?
happen.
If you got
But
hit with
whatever,
something like that, I don't see why you would just.
whatever. It worked out for the best for him in the long run.
Yeah.
So
But so Spire hit him with a $50,000 fine, that is going to be evenly split up between three different um charities that benefit Mexico and Mexican people. It feels weird like calling that because like I normally try to say like Hispanic, like because most of the time I don't know if they're Mexican or like from Spain or like so it
Yeah.
feels weird to like
Yeah.
actually like call them Mexicans. But they're legit like it's actual Mexicans in this situation because they're actually from Mexico. Um, but it benefits three, I guess, foundations. I haven't quite like looked into it. Um, but NASCAR agreed with Spire's penalty. So NASCAR will not be doing anything further past what Spire has done, which I think that was a good move from Spire um to go ahead and just like pluck it out of there, like get it over with type thing. Um and Carson made like his whole like he immediately I I say immediate, but it was like within 24 hours of saying it. Um
Yeah.
but he he knew that he's like, okay, sorry, like I shouldn't have said that. Like it's it sounded very because you're insulting somebody's home and it's
Yeah.
like you really shouldn't, especially like if you're a guest there, like and especially not with the platform that he has. Like there's just some things that you shouldn't say out loud. And him being a 22-year-old kid, like he didn't think before he spoke. That's basically where
Yeah.
it was at. But
Yeah.
back on to the race. They restarted SVG on the inside, Christopher Bell on the outside, and it was green until the end. Shane Van Gisbergen wins by 16.567 seconds over Christopher Bell, the largest winning margin of victory in any cup race since Texas in November 2009, which was 25.686 seconds, and the largest road course since Riverside in June 1979 of 32.9 seconds. And then again, we spoke about after the race, Ricky Stenhouse and Carson Hocevar exchange words on pit road.
I say exchange words lightly because it's more like Ricky climbing in
Oh
Carson's
yeah,
car
no,
to.
like Ricky like stuck the upper half of his body into that car.
Pretty sure he also punched Carson too, the way that his
I
hand moved.
yeah, I think he probably grabbed his helmet and like to get his attention, but he shouldn't. Yeah, Ricky shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So, time for INDYCAR, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. For practice one, Joseph Newgarden was fastest, Scott McLaughlin second, and David Malukas third. For qualifying, it looks like they only had one round of qualifying, but it was Will Power to get pole, Scott McLaughlin second, and Pato O'Ward third. For the final practice, David Malukas was fastest, Joseph Newgarden and Alex Palou third. So um, this was crazy. I don't know the exact stat, but it was very surprising. Um, to have all cars of one of the highest placing teams in IndyCar to have all of their cars DNF out of a race. All three Penske cars did not finish the race. Um, but it was Kyle Kirkwood to win. As I thought I read somewhere that there's only been two winners in IndyCar, and they've had like what, 11 races? So apparently Alex Palou has won every single race this season besides uh Gateway.
What?
But Kyle Kirkwood won at Worldwide Challenge Raceway. Pato Award was second. And for the first time ever, Christian Rasmussen got his first career pole. I say first time ever, but like first career pole. I was kind of sad that Jordan was in Mexico, his social media manager, because yeah, Mexico was like, it's a cool race, like it's the first time back in a while, but like I wish because she's been working with Christian for quite a bit. Um, and I wish she would have been there. I wish she would have been there to experience that because that's a fantastic feeling. But yes, Christian Rasmussen with his first career podium. Did I say pole? I meant podium. Okay. Um, for all right, for Canada, fastest in FP1, Max Verstappen in a double Williams. Alex Albon second and Carlos Sainz third. That's crazy. Okay. In FP2, George Russell fastest. Um, Lando Norris second and Kimi Antonelli third. For FP3, it was Lando Norris fastest, Charles Leclerc third, and George Russell, or sorry, gosh, for some reason, I just keep wanting Charles to be third. This is the multiple episodes that I've done this. Charles Leclerc second and George Russell third. For qualifying, it was George Russell to get pole and Max Verstappen starting on the front row with him with Oscar Piastri in third. See, it looks like fastest lap went to George Russell. And for the race, George Russell won in Canada, Max Verstappen second, and Kimi's first career podium.
I honestly did not believe that because I was shocked. And then because I saw it and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And then I was like, oh, wait. No, he actually did it. It was insane.
But there was an incident that Orlando crashed. He went off, essentially off track, trying to get around Oscar and hit the wall instead. So yeah, it did not end very well for him. And Lando actually owned up to that. He was like, "Yeah, no, that was 100% on me." Um, Going for a gap that wasn't there. Now we have to talk about this weekend's races. It is Pocono. Um, let's see. So it looks like Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup are all going to be at Pocono. Um, and then IndyCar is at Road America, and um, Formula One is off until next weekend. For Pocono, Brandon Jones is going to be in the one truck, Nathan Bird in the O2, Cody Dennison in the two, Norm Benning in the six, Patrick Emmerling in the O7, Carson Hocevar in the seven, um, Clayton Green in the 22, Brian Dozat in the 28, Connor Jones in the 44, Tyler Tomasi in the 69, Dawson Cram in the 74.
Dawson.
Um, and those look like the only ones that are outliers. Um, I don't I don't know. I don't who did the trucks run Pocono last year?
Yeah, it was Corey Haim.
Of course it was.
Because the way that the schedule was last year, it went Corey, Christian, Corey.
Sounds about right.
I'm gonna pick Corey Haim
Okay.
because it feels fitting. Um, and you know what? I'm gonna take Tanner too. I'll do Corey and Tanner because Tanner's been running actually fairly decently.
That's fair. Speaking of, Tanner Gray is getting married. We already knew about the baby, but he is also getting married.
Bro, that was
Um,
really wild. I saw the post only because she tagged Tanner, and I was like, I read the caption. She was like double book, so I guess it works out. And I was like, what? And then I was like, I'm like, man, put a ring on the finger. Okay, that's cool.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'll stick with I'll stick with Tricon. I'll do Brandon Jones and Geo.
Okay, okay. It won't be much help for who won Xfinity because it was Cole Custer that won Pocono.
Ooh, let's see. Um, Patrick Emmerling in the '07. Chase Elliott is running the 17. I guess I'm gonna go ahead with Chase Elliott.
Ew,
Um,
puke.
Justin Bonsignor in the 19.
Oh my gosh.
Carson Ware in the 35. Mason Massey in the 45. Logan Bearden in the 53. Leland Honeyman Jr. in the 70 this week. Dawson Cram in the 74. And Josh Blicky in the 91. So yeah,
I'm gonna go
I'm gonna go Chase Elliott and
disgusting.
Justin Allgaier.
I'm gonna do Taylor Gray and Connor Zillage.
Okay. I'm wearing a Connor Village shirt.
Wearing Noah's sweatshirt because I don't know where any of my racing shirts are. Actually, fun fact, I literally just unpacked my suitcase, that had stuff that I unpacked from the camper. Um, yeah. For me to repack again, because I'll be leaving soon to go to Atlanta. Show. That's show. Not really.
Alrighty. The only outlier in the Cup Series is Brennan Poole is going to be running the 44 at Pocono. I'm
Fun
gonna
fact,
go
Blaney won this race last year.
to Blaney.
Yep, Blaney did.
I'm gonna go Alex Bowman.
I also really want to go with an Alex Bowman because I really want him to win. So I'm also gonna take Alex because I love that man and I
I'll
want him to
go
win.
I'll go Alex Bowman and
Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna be
You know,
Denny Hamlin. Oh, speaking of, Denny Hamlin's
he had,
had his baby. Or
yeah,
well, technically Jordan had the baby, but you know what I
he
mean.
didn't go to, he made the decision not to go to Mexico because he basically pulled a Tyler Reddick and was like, yo, my kid's like it in the world already. So, yeah, he didn't go to Mexico, which that would feel like was pretty big for him that he didn't go because
Yeah.
Jordan had her baby.
But he did
Okay,
they did give him a waiver, which
they did. Yeah.
I feel like that Like, I feel like it would be kind of messed up if they didn't give him that waiver because, I mean, it's the birth of his child. Like, come on.
And after two girls, they finally got their boy.
Yeah.
So, um, I guess I'm gonna go with an Alex and Ty Gibbs.
I'll go, like I said, I'll go Alex and Denny.
I did not sound very, very pleased about my choices there, but Alex, I was. But I'm just gonna go with Ty. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. IndyCar is at Road America.
Mhm. Okay. Honestly, I play the guessing game on this because I'm like, I have no idea who to pick, so.
Well, Road America is a road course. So I feel like Alex Palou for sure.
Yeah, honestly. Honestly.
Who's another good road courser?
I'm just gonna say Pato because I just like saying Pato.
I'm gonna say
Ooh,
this is gonna be wild, coming from me after what I've said about him, recently. Marcus Armstrong.
are you okay?
I mean, just like
I mean,
looking at this
okay.
list, I'm looking for road racers and like, yeah, I feel like Marcus is strong in that.
I'm just gonna go Pato and yeah, Alex Palou because he's actually pretty good.
Hold on, let's see. Who won it last year? Will it tell me?
Will it
Last year
tell?
was Will Power. The year before,
Okay.
Alex Palou, and then 2022 was Joseph Newgarden.
Sounds about right.
Watch, it's gonna be Penske, Alex Palou, Penske, Alex Palou.
No, for real. Actually, probably for real.
But so that's it. That's all our
That's it.
picks we gotta do.
That's wild. Ugh, my head is kind of pounding, but like it's fine. I'll live. Also, I don't have a car because they're everywhere else.
My dad came in here the other day. I was like, why do you have race cars in your bed? Well, listen,
Well, listen. Oh no.
you breaking out a new one?
Yeah, something like that.
Let me guess, this is the same Riley Herbst one.
Oh, what, you mean this one? That's like find in Charlotte? Absolutely. That and because I have like a stack of three. So it's either a ooh. Ooh.
It's either Riley Herbst, Noah, or Carson. That was one of them.
Nope. Actually, hang on.
Harrison Burton.
Brief pause.
I was gonna say Harrison Burton, but your Harrison's car is right behind you in that case.
I literally, yeah. Actually, I don't think I've used this car. If I have, it's been one time. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. We're gonna do this outro, guys. Thanks for
There we
watching.
go.
Thanks for listening. However you enjoy our lovely podcast. This has been the 17th episode of the Trackside Girls Podcast Season 3. And let's do this outro. This has been like literally probably the shortest episode that we've like done this season. Um, but it goes peace, love, and Race cars. Oh, Mamba! Mamba's car.
Yeah, that I got signed last year.
Bro, why did he sign on the roof? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a talk with him.
Um, it's kind of fine because he literally fully signed Mamba Smith on it, which I think is hilarious, but I don't know. Well, he also did sign it in Black Sharpie.
Okay, that's fair. Okay,
It's fine. You know what? I'm not mad.
it's fine. All right, goodbye,
It's
guys.
peace out.